this is really happening. Let me roll the intro. I want you to hear and see everything. So I built Scepter, a spectrum analyzer that actually flows with your music, shows your stereo spread across every frequency. When you need scientific measurement, you can just do that. But Scepter isn't just visual. Click anywhere, hear it, solo your sidechain, filter and compare. Every tool you see is a tool you can listen to. Load any reference track, your mix against the pros with a volume match. See exactly where you sit. Dynamics compared band by band. Stereo width, matched or exposed. Or check which frequencies differ from your source. Or put Scepter at the end of your effects chain. Sidechain it to the pre-effects signal. Now you see exactly what every plugin is doing to your sound. Your entire chain exposed. And you can put your low end under a microscope. Envelopes, waveforms, phase, compared against a live signal or a reference. No more guessing if the kick hits right. Skip the detailed volume and LUFS metering with innovative energy breakdown. See exactly where your headroom goes and which frequencies are eating it. Or zoom in and look at tempo sync oscilloscope with spectral coloring. See your groove, feel your transients, or listen to each band. Spectrum, reference, bass, loudness, and scope. Everything you need to hear and see in your mix in one plugin. The Spectrum Analyzer, it is free, forever, no catch. Full Scepter with all 14 views, only for €59 introductory price. Link is in the description. I never thought this day would come, but it did, and I'm sitting here making a video about my very own plugin that I designed myself from ground up, and as excited as scared because I want everything to be perfect and I did everything by the book. We have been testing this past weeks with my beta testers and they're awfully quiet past few days. I don't know if they get bored of me or there are not many bugs left. But what you are seeing is still the beta version, so there are still some days left until release, but I wanted to record the video anyways because most of the views are done and there could be some small polishing, but all the features are there that I can demonstrate and record the video now. So the plugin itself is called Scepter. The name doesn't matter, the idea is Scepter is a workstation plugin with all the referencing views that you need. I don't think there are any plugins that has as detailed view of everything, and many of the views are actually my own design. So they are not even exist anywhere else. But I'm gonna stop bubbling and I'm gonna show you how it works. When you look at Scepter, it should be really clean and easy to understand. We have tabs over here and each tab provides you with sub-views. In each sub-view, we will visualize something else, but they will be grouped together so that when you're referencing stuff, you are here. When you're checking bass against your bass or reference bass, you are here. Your loudness is here, your scope is here, your spectrum is here. So everything grouped together inside the tab so you can easily navigate through whatever you are looking. So the first view, the first thing that you see in Scepter is the spectrum. This is a spectrum visualizer and I try to make it one of the best, if not the best spectrum visualizer outside. It should move like a butter. It should be very clean to understand, and it has that FA filter look on it, meaning that we have this tilted EQ. And one thing that I hate a lot with some visualizers are that you will see that soft over here that not able to see anything. So I don't know how FA filter does or other plugins does. I have my own. I spent really a lot of time figuring out how to do this, but now it is there, and for me it is really joy to look at. The most important thing, of course, we have those default things that you would expect. Let's say you want to solo here. You can just left click and solo the band. And depending on where your mouse is, you can actually see the key, frequency, and loudness. You can, of course, change the quality. If you want very much more detailed view like this, this is especially useful if you want to just check the note of your bass. So you can see these very clean spikes that you can measure easily. You can hold the peaks, you can freeze. You can make it more like an EQ, increase the speed so that you can have this more movement in your track, and you will see your meters on the right. Now, inside the mode we have the mid side. Let's bring this to 50. Again, you can solo here as well. And I don't want just a visualizer for the eyes, I want you for your ears. What does that mean? So you can easily solo sides and say, I want to hear the sides, I want to hear the top. Just like that. Maybe here, maybe there. Right? And the final is the measure. This is basically what it says. It's for measuring the specific audio. It is a scientific peak measurement tool. I did this mostly for myself, but then thought maybe people use it anyway. So noted nothing, just a clean measurement, max measurement tool for you. I think Span has done so much good for the community, and I think it is time to give an update. So the Spectrum part of this plugin, modern look, mid-side and measure parts are free. It is called Scepter Lite, and you can check the links below to download it. I think everybody should have it, but it's up to you to decide. For the whole plugin experience, shop mercurialtones.com or the links below as well. This is the boring part. This is like the classic views with extra spices. The fun starts with the reference. When you click reference, you will see that we have much more smoothed out view. The reason for that is actually you want to reference your track against the reference track, or wait for it, or a sidechain signal. What do I mean? So let's say I'm gonna compare to Melodic House. Bam! We have the band that I created early from another track, so I can measure my track, immediately see my frequency response. You can change the band size, you can smooth it out, or you can also change the speed of your curve. Now the band length is actually calculated by the standard deviation, so it's not like give me 2 dB here and 2 dB there. If the track is more dynamic, then you will see the bands will expand more dynamically. Many times my reference tracks are already in my project files. I don't want static presets, and I hear you. What you do, you go here and sidechain your reference track and click sidechain. And now in real time, we are calculating the frequency response of sidechain signal compared to your own signal. And we have volume match. So this will match to your volume level so that it moves with the signal level. So you don't need to think about gain matching at all. Like that, right? Now I'm seeing I'm louder here. And let's say you realize, oh no, I want to save this now as a reference. What you do, click the kebab menu here, capture sidechain, name it, and here we go. Now you can turn off your sidechain and use your newly created preset. That's simple. And sometimes, let's say you are comparing to your sidechain and you are curious. You want to hear how sidechain sounds, and you click this. And now we are hearing the sidechain signal compared to us. Right? Immediate A/B again, eyes and ears together all the time. But we just started. Next, the dynamics. Dynamics is the same idea, but this time we are comparing how compressed our track is to the reference track. It works exactly the same. You can either use reference or your sidechain signal. These bands are your references, and this is your own compression levels. And you can see that I am much more dynamic on the low end compared to the reference track. But if you want to hear, click this. Now we are hearing that part in our track. That's simple. So you can go through, listen, and then see what's happening. Or you can switch to sidechain, listen myself, listen sidechain, and figure it out. But what about the image? And this is one of my proud views. We have been always seeing image in this round weird shape and try to understand what is going on. My idea is, what if I calculate differently so that I can see the image on the frequency? I have drawn this view so many times in my tutorials, but I didn't have a tool to do that. So I decided I go do that myself. So this tool, let's default it, shows your image over a spectrum. So I can see here I'm almost mono here on the low end, expected, and then I'm slowly opening up when I go up on the spectrum, which is I always tell people to do, and you can visually see it is happening. And then you can easily say, okay, let's compare to the reference track. Boom. Now I have the image of the reference track that I can compare side by side, just like that. And then you can adjust your track if you want to match the image of the frequency track. And as usual, you can smooth it out, you can increase, decrease the band, and you can of course increase the speed of your movement of your track. So you can see how much variation your image actually had. Is it like going up and down crazily, or is that more like stable, right? And this is one of my favorite views. It came at the last icon, and it's called differential view. That means rather than looking these, I can take my signal, take a sidechain, compare, and see which frequencies are sticking out, right? Super simple concept if you think about it. And new sidechain here, boom. So what we were seeing you before now visualized for us. So we are seeing here, we are louder, on the high end we are quieter. This is literally the difference between these two signals. And then hit me that crazy idea. If you take this tool now, put at the end of your chain and do a bunch of processing. I always wanted to see what plugins are doing to my sound. Saturation, EQ, distortion, anything that I'm using, right? If you are in reference, that means that you can pick any of these views, put at the end of the chain. Here, just for simplicity, I have a FAB filter Pro Q3 before me. So what you expect if I do anything here, right? Let's exaggerate. My reference view will show me the difference immediately. Let's try to make it work. Here, we say, let's listen to the same channel. We are in channel 1 and pre-FX. Look at that. This is exactly showing us a difference. That basically means that you can immediately see what the plugins are doing in your sound. I didn't think about this when I was making the plugins and views. I was always thinking the reference band that when we were talking in the beta Discord channel, I was like, wait a second. I can do that too. And this is just our reference tab. I want to show you the bass last because that one has a lot of views. Let's cover the loudness and scope first and come to the bass afterwards. So, future Alice. The thing that happened, I made some changes to loudness, so I have to jump in and show you the new loudness. The new loudness is much more in detail, so you can catch every small tiny details in your gain. So default view that I love is the Azure. What it does, it breaks down your signal into the 3 different bands, the bass, the mids, and the highs. It immediately shows you what eats your headroom. In this case, you see this big jump of blue jumps. That is your basses that eating up your space. And as usual, if you click here, you will actually see it says that the bands are calculated by RMS instead of LUFS, simply because this is the raw power. So you want to see the raw weight of each band, right? I love this view so much. I can't explain enough. And you can, of course, change the time. Go it slower, so if you want to see longer period, or go it faster. I think somewhere around like 5 to 8 seconds is a really sweet spot because you really see what's going on. And then you can also decide the bands. Like let's say my low end is only 100 Hertz and my mids goes until, I don't know, 6K. Let's say you decided to do that. Yeah, you can, and then the bands are updated based on your selection, right? That means now we can see this or zoom out, see whole view and see exactly how everything sits. And you can, of course, change here what you want to see. Let's say I want to see, I'm really interested in the distribution, low, mid, highs. Give me that, right? Now you have the visual together with the numbers, so you can actually do really good calculated decisions. It's so powerful. And then if you want to make everything a bit more clear, I love this view, but I also thought about maybe some people doesn't like blue or want more separation between the bands. You can always go here and color up, and then you see the highs are yellow, bass is red, and the mids are blue. So it's a much cleaner separation, but it doesn't look as cool as this one. So that's the reason. All, of course, the classic like the white mode. If you just want to everything clumped together, you are maybe only interested in the highs, and you want just clear view of the tops. This is for you. It's perfect for that type. And of course, we have the bands. You can just either use this or sidechain it, right? Sidechain will come in and start calculating too. We'll catch up with you so that you can also use that if you like to. And I can just keep staring at this because it looks so beautiful. Anyways, this is the loudness view, and I think it's just so clear, and I love it so much because of that. And scope, another favorite tab. It is a classic oscilloscope with some different ideas. So if you run, right? Classic oscilloscope, then you can zoom in, stop the audio, zoom in, zoom out, see whatever you do. My idea was, okay, this is not exactly what I want to see. I want to see the spectral. So let's split that oscilloscope as well. And of course, you can sidechain this and look at the together at the same time. Let me do it for now so you can see what I mean. And then you will see the sidechain drone as well if you want to compare your levels that way. But the fun part is really spectral. When you do this, you can literally see the different bands again in oscilloscope form, which means you can actually do this. Check the balance between your bass and high end, or maybe this, mids and basses, or this, right? It is so straightforward and easy to understand. And you can also, as usual, I forget to say, but every view will have these headphones, meaning that the signal that you are listening, and this speaker, that is the sidechain, connect to the sidechain. Only available if you activate the sidechain, right? Then you can literally see and listen. Listen that kick and or bass and high end. And zoom in if you want to, zoom out. Right? I love this view so much because it's so clear to see things. Lately, I'm really using this a lot to just balance things around quickly. Listening to bass and hats or hats and mids. It's so simple to understand too. And listen to different bands too. And then you can always go listen to sidechain. Okay, how about sidechain? This is really useful. Specific elements too. You can like play a drum and then play another reference drum and then compare them each other loudness wise too. Look at the waveforms. Is it louder? Is it fatter? It is longer. Everything is so visual in front of you and you can just audio so fast. Now, if you know me, you know that I have a purpose in my life to make everybody's basses sound good. So this view is dedicated to just fixing your bass. It's really straightforward, to be honest. So this view has 5 different sub-views. The first view is the envelope. So basically shows you the envelope of your bass. We have a cutoff filter applied. So if I saw this, this is what we are seeing. So you can hear too. The idea is simple. I can cut my sub and see the relationship between my kick and sub. Let's loop in simple area, like 1 bar here, we pick 1 bar there, so it will just loop, loop and loop, right? I can immediately see this relationship right ahead and see if there are cases that sub is not really, as you can see, is not aligned, or the loudness is changing during the track, right? Super simple. And you can zoom in, out. Again happens, you can either use your pre-made ranges, references showing you like this, or the way I like it most, you can turn this off now. You can go pick a reference signal, or you can pick sidechain and listen this sidechain signal, apply the same cutoff filter and check also the same levels at the same time. That means my sub bass is a bit quieter, so I can boost everything a bit. Right there, there we go. And bam, my levels are more or less aligned. You can individually control volume up and down and much. Let's say if I want to get a bit louder sub, right? Then I can go to my signal and boost that sub. And look at that now, we boosted our sub. You can either look at 1 bar or if you want to zoom in and close look at that, you can do that too. And then the other thing that I really like is actually not only looking at hearing sub, but also looking at the waveform in certain frequencies. Like when you're looking at the kick and sub, sometimes just looking at the waveform like this can help you a lot. In this case, we can gain in a bit, right? You immediately see these jumps over here. This is actually DC offset as well. You can see my second has a DC offset. Extremely useful for that type of problems. And you can also use this type of reference envelope shapes or the curves to see how loud or quiet your bass is. Or you can do it to the sidechain. Draw them at the same time and look at that. If you want to just see the sidechain signal instead this, just solo your sidechain and bam, now you only see the sidechain signal. And we can actually see this sidechain is much more properly aligned compared to what we had, isn't it? And then another view that doesn't exist anywhere else is this phase correlation. The question that I get all the time non-stop. How can I be sure that my phase is good in my low end? Here you go. I made this for you, my friend. What you need to do, play your audio low end, especially on the phase correlation, and it will tell you where your phase is going out of phase. These are nothing. You shouldn't be worried about. These are just certain volume bumps. And you can take a look at your whole bass spectrum, like 250 Hz or below. Let's create a problem and test if it really works. Let's put it here so that we have a phase problem right here. Run your low end, you will see probably something related to do. For you, probably the most important thing is like, am I okay below 100 Hz? Yeah. And you can always go to wave, check here. And you can literally see like everything looks pristine, ups and downs, no serious problems over here at all. That easy. And then when you look at the spectrograms in like whole frequency range, things get very confusing because there are so many lights and going on. My idea was, let's take that, use it on your sub range, basically below 250 Hz. So you can literally see your kick is hitting, bass is sustaining, right? You can see complete different way what your kick and bass basically doing. It's one of my favorite views. It's so clean as well, so you can immediately see. And then this is again my own innovation. The idea is simple. You take your sub and see how much it's moving around, the weight, the central mass of your bass, so you can actually compare two tracks very fast on frequency range and how dynamic basses are. In this case, this bass, it's very in the same point, right? Kick and bass sits really next to each other. So we have this very small, tiny ellipse in small, tiny area. Literally showing you like, I'm just moving here. I'm very like static, same position. You can hear this reality. And then you can say, okay, I want to compare this to sidechain. And then comes your sidechain signal, shows, okay, sidechain signal is also very concentrated, but slightly above, like there's a 10 Hz difference between them. This is especially useful if you want to take a look at the character of your bassline compared to the reference track. Alright, if you are still watching this video, you nerd, as nerd as me. This is my first plugin, and I really did it so that we don't have any bugs left. When you load into your DAW, everything works smoothly. I tested the different, me and my beta testers, we tested different DAWs, we tested different operating systems, we tested different type of computers, but I'm sure there are still bugs and things that can be improved in the plugin itself. It's a huge plugin with so many different views. Things can pass through my eyes and still be there to be fixed. That is the reason. Also, even more importantly, I know from myself, sometimes I'm using a plugin and I have that like idea, oh my god, this feature should be included in this plugin in that moment. And I just want to tell it to the developers. But it's almost impossible. You go to the website, try to figure out like a mail address, and then you have to write. I want this plugin to be completely community driven. For the pricing, no, I'm not gonna charge you like super premium plugin price. For the full plugin, launching price will be $59, and after launch, it will be most likely $89. I haven't decided yet while I'm making this video, but I assume it will be somewhere around there. As usual, I wanted to give my subscribers, my followers the head start so that they can get the plugin cheaper. And the most important thing, this is a lifetime license. You buy this plugin free and all the editions, updates in the future is free. Yes, you heard it. Scepter 2, Scepter 3, Scepter 10, whatever it comes, it will be always free upgrade for the license holders. And because I want this plugin to be really owned by community, you will see I have the report bug and the feature request. The report bug could be probably smaller when the release comes, but feature request is extremely important. Sometimes when I'm playing with a plugin and I'm always like, oh my god, this feature should have been here. It should be included, but it's so hard to connect and communicate with the developers. I never bother. And because of that, I create this feature request button. You click it and it takes you to this website and you can immediately describe what you want right here, and no questions asked, and submit. And the most desired or most innovative feature request, I'm gonna implement it as fast as possible. You will probably see soon like Scepter 1.2, 3, 5, a living product all the time. If there are any hiccups, really forgive me. I'm doing my best to give you smooth experience as possible, but it's also my first plugin, so there could be some hiccups. I'm really doing my best to not give you any, and maybe there will be none, but we will see how that goes. Another thing, while this is my first plugin, I have 4 plugins like 60% ready, and my second plugin is actually like 80% ready. We probably start beta testing this week, and that plugin, it looks and sounds so amazing. and I'm so looking forward to share that one. It will be mind-blowing, okay? That's what I can say. Keep an eye, because things that are coming excites me very much. Thank you for watching me blabbing and sharing my excitement about the release. This plugin can create a value in your music production workflow. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking now before getting super emotional. See you in the next one.